Happy New Year. Welcome to our January 15th meeting. We'll begin with an invocation. Please welcome Police Chaplain Fesmeyer.
You're welcome to join me in prayer. Almighty God, giver of life, renew our hope in this new year through your great mercies given new with each new morning. Renew and restore our need to focus on the priorities of this life that live into eternity. Renew our strength and our courage to live for something greater than ourselves. Protect us in the preservation of your purpose, and may we all be held accountable in our words and our actions as we are covered in your amazing grace. May we strive for excellence in the imperfection of our lives, bless those who bless you, and protect our protectors. For we pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Vice Mayor, will you lead us in the pledge?
Right there at your dish.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you all and welcome. I'll now call the meeting to order. Will the clerk call the roll?
Giving you rings.
Councilman Galindo Elvira.
Here. What really gives you
Councilwoman
rings.
Guardado. Here. Councilwoman Hodge Washington.
Here.
Councilwoman O'Brien.
Here.
Councilwoman Pastor. Councilman Robinson.
Here.
Councilman Waring. Vice Mayor Stark.
Here.
Mayor Gallego.
Here. We'll now go to Spanish interpretation, and we welcome back an old friend, Mario Barajas. Would you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. My name is Mario Barajas. Glad to be back. We're going to be serving as Spanish interpreters, both Carmen Cota and Elsie Duarte, along with myself will be serving as the interpreters. I'm going to take a moment to introduce ourselves to our Spanish-speaking audience now. Muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Mario Barajas. Junto con mi equipo, quien consistirá de Carmen Cota y Elsie Duarte, vamos a estar sirviéndoles como intérpretes de esta reunión. Quisiéramos informarles brevemente un par de recordatorios que nos podrá facilitar la interpretación para ustedes esta tarde. Primeramente, les invitamos a que, si es que van a estar dando un comentario público, por favor, pause después de cada 1 o 2 oraciones. También trate de evitar distracciones de fondo, si es que van a estar dando comentario por teléfono. Y finalmente, trate de hablar de una manera lenta y clara. De esa manera les vamos a poder ayudar a proveerles el mejor servicio de interpretación posible. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mario. Glad to have you. Will the city clerk please read the 24-hour paragraph?
The titles of the following ordinance and resolution numbers on the agenda were available to the public at least 24 hours prior to this council meeting and therefore may be read by title or agenda item only. Ordinances number G7343 through 7349, S 51538, 51541, 51564 through 51597, and resolutions 22271 through 22274.
Thank you so much. Will the city attorney please explain the role of public comment?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the public may speak for up to 2 minutes to comment on agenda items. Comments must be related to the agenda item and the action being considered by the council. General comments that go beyond the scope of the agenda item must be made in the citizen comment session at the end of the agenda. The City Council and staff cannot discuss or comment on matters related to pending investigations, claims, or litigation. Additionally, any member of the public who appears before council in their capacity as a lobbyist must, as required by Phoenix City Code, disclose this fact before addressing council. The City Code requires speakers to present their comments in a respectful and courteous manner. Profane language, threats, or personal attacks on members of the public, council members, or staff are not allowed. A person who violates these rules will lose the opportunity to continue to speak.
Thank you so much. We'll now go to agenda item 1, the meeting minutes. Councilman Robinson, do you have a motion?
Mayor, thank you very much. I move to approve the formal meeting minutes from May 29th, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Passes unanimously. Vice Mayor, boards and commissions.
Yes, Mayor, and I'm very excited to make this motion because I see my friend Jessica Fotinas out there. It's a thrill to see you. Mayor, I move to approve mayor and city council boards and commission nominations.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? Congratulations to our new commissioners. We will now conduct a swearing-in ceremony. Please raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations, commissioners. Thank you for your service to the city of Phoenix. Thank you. Thank you. And if you'll go behind the dais, we have some congratulations. Congratulations to our new commissioners. We are wishing you a great opportunity on these very important roles. The City Council provides an advisory role to the state of Arizona on liquor license, and we'll now go to that portion of the agenda. Vice Mayor, do we have a motion?
Yes, Mayor, I move to approve items 3 through 17, except item 5, and noting that item 3 was originally submitted for disapproval, but the Finance Department is now recommending approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Passes unanimously. Item 5 is in Council District 2. It is Candy Store. Councilman Waring, do you have a motion?
I move a motion of no recommendation.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We do not have any speakers for this item. Roll call.
Galindo Elvira.
Yes.
Guardado.
Yes.
Hodge Washington. Yes. O'Brien.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Wonderful. City Clerk, are we ready for ordinances, resolutions, new business planning and zoning?
Yes, Mayor.
Wonderful. A great meeting today, including 306 units of housing entitled or enabled. Vice Mayor.
Yes, thank you. I move to approve items 18 through 78, except the following: items 30, 46, 63, 77, and 78, noting that item 53 is being withdrawn, item 54 is being continued to March 26, and can the clerk confirm if there are any other items that should be excluded for in-person public comment?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, no other items to exclude.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call.
Galindo Elvira.
Yes.
Guardado.
Yes.
Hodge Washington.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Waring. Stark.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Next, we go to item number 30, which is an annual item for us, the selection of the vice mayor. And I will turn to our outgoing vice mayor for a motion.
Thank you, Mayor, and I probably should have worn pink today, but I would like to nominate Councilwoman Ann O'Brien.
Thank you. We have a motion. I will second that motion. Vice Mayor Stark, you have done an incredible job. Some people bond through book clubs or wine clubs or trying new restaurants, but I became friends with the Vice Mayor through a more unusual interest, floodplain management.
Yes.
It's been quite a year for Vice Mayor Stark. Over the year, she has accomplished many of her top priorities, including making sure our streets are safer, which has just been a real passion of hers. And we are lucky that that has been one of the things she's used this year for. She has chaired our TIP subcommittee and has been focused on ensuring the safety of both drivers and pedestrians, being at the forefront of transportation policy. When a group of parents and neighbors approached the Vice Mayor about road safety issues near a local high school, they expressed their concerns and provided her with a hand-sketched site plan to add a safety meeting and a hawk crosswalk. That hand-drawn site plan was installed near Shadow Mountain High School soon after, thanks to the Vice Mayor's facilitating of a funding partnership that included Paradise Valley Unified School District. I am also grateful to the Vice Mayor for chairing our strategic work group on accessibility, which is promoting accessibility in every aspect of the city's operations. Over the past 6 months, Vice Mayor Stark has been working with advocates and staff to create a strategic framework promoting community awareness and participation regarding accessibility issues, as well as providing recommendations to city departments that advance social, physical, and digital embeddedness of accessibility throughout the city. Quite simply, Deborah Stark is a problem solver who is as comfortable sitting around a table with constituents as she is with governors and senators. It's that personal one-to-one effort that she puts in with her office that also helped her get overwhelmingly reelected, and really the willingness to take on small or big issues. But one story that I think does sort of encapsulate her year as Vice Mayor, she had an opportunity to do a tarmac greeting with the President of the United States, but she sent her regrets because she was meeting with the East Sunny Slope neighborhood monthly meeting. This is not unusual for Deborah Stark. Once she chaired a citywide campaign and she wasn't going to go to the victory party because there was a block watch meeting. So that is our Deborah Stark here. So anyway, she really demonstrated the level of commitment that Vice Mayor, that demonstrates her level of commitment. I just want to congratulate you on what you have achieved.
Thank you, Mayor. I really do appreciate it. It's an honor. I will tell you, I am very, very excited to step down, though, because unfortunately I'm having some family issues. And so I think the timing is appropriate. I have to kind of redirect and make sure my mom and dad are doing okay. And so I'm very excited, and I know Ann will do a wonderful job. It really is a thrill to be on the council, especially with all these great colleagues of mine. We really do important work. I think what I value the most in being a council person is helping my constituents. And I hope that is my legacy, that I'm known for being on the ground, helping people in my district get their problems solved. So I appreciate you calling me a problem solver. Thank you. And thank you to all my colleagues.
Thank you. Councilwoman O'Brien.
Well, my story is not as great as the mayor's was. I do want to thank Vice Mayor. She was a great mentor when I was running originally in 2020, as well as once I got on council, and I am thrilled and hope to know that I consider her a friend now. But I remember when Mayor and I were talking about a case in her district, and the mayor said to me that she is the hardest working council member that she has ever known, and I couldn't agree more. So thank you for all you have done in your district and for our city.
Councilwoman Hodge Washington.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to tell the Vice Mayor thank you for all that she has done. She has been also like Councilman O'Brien said, a mentor. For me, I go down if I have a planning and development question. No offense to Josh, but I normally run it by Vice Mayor first before for suggestions before I come to you to figure out if it's actually feasible. But I just want to say thank you for all that you've done. You show up. You show us how to show up sometimes as well. So thank you. And I know it's been a difficult couple of months dealing with your family, and you've never allowed that to pull you away from your community service. And I see it, and I know your community sees it as well. So thank you.
Councilman Robinson.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'll just say a couple quick things about the Vice Mayor, because it's always been a pleasure working with her, and I'm glad she's still here for another 4 years. But she has led by example, and I've truly appreciated that, truly appreciated the opportunity to learn from her. And in my office, they're always teaching me different things to say that are more contemporary these days, so I'll end with period.
I know what that means.
Councilman Galindo Elvira.
I too want to celebrate the Vice Mayor. I very much am grateful for her straight talk, her even-handedness, and she is generously compassionate with her constituents as well as with fellow council members. I really appreciate your no-nonsense approach, and the thing that I think distinguishes you the most as the Vice Mayor and as a council member is you're an honest broker. So thank you very much.
Councilman Waring.
Thank you. Deb and I have served together for a long time, and we share a border, so we've worked together a lot. But I'm actually old enough to have worked with her when she actually worked for the city of Phoenix as a planning director. So I've seen her in two facets of her career. And the mayor's comment about hardest working public servant, that is definitely, I think, something that is well-deserved by Vice Mayor Stark. And I always enjoy working with her, and she's a lot of fun to be around, frankly, and that just makes the days go faster. So I always appreciate her, and we've been together over 8 years as colleagues, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Okay, that's strong, but most of the minutes have been fantastic.
Hey, you were
I don't want
pretty
to
good to work
oversell,
with.
Deb. I mean,
You were a good council person to work for, let me tell you, as a county planning director.
She doesn't really mean it, but I appreciate that. I appreciate you lying like that in front of all these nice people, Deb. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Roll call.
Galindo Elvira.
Yes.
Guardado.
Mayor, can I explain my vote?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to share my thoughts regarding the selection of vice mayor, particularly as it relates to the responsibilities of stepping into your role in your absence. I firmly believe that the individual who takes on this position should possess a deep understanding of their limited experiences and demonstrate a commitment to carefully and responsibly considering the rights and needs of everyone in our city. The vice mayor is not merely a supporting role, it is a citywide leadership position that requires dedication to serving all communities within our diverse population. Based on my observations here on this dais and in other settings, I am concerned that my colleague may not be adequately prepared or fully committed to serving every part of this city. It is crucial for us to foster unity as we move forward, and I fear that selecting someone who does not embody most of those values could hinder our progress, and I will be voting no.
Hodge Washington.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 7-1.
Congratulations, Vice Mayor-elect O'Brien. Vice Mayor Stark will fulfill the role of Vice Mayor throughout this meeting, and then next week we will begin the leadership period of Vice Mayor O'Brien. I'm gonna apologize in advance because it always takes me a few weeks to get the names right, but really appreciate the great work that Deborah Stark has been doing, and excited to welcome Ann O'Brien, who has been a great leader on many things from economic development to public safety, and we're excited to see the year to come. All right. Next, we will go to item 46, and that is an item in District 5. I'll turn to Councilwoman Guardado.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to make a motion to approve item 46.
Second.
And with that, I have some comments.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. This park improvement is an example of the 2023-28 capital improvement projects that are going on across Phoenix in all our respective districts. I am delighted to see that these projects are continuously being worked on in our communities and that La Pradera Park is undergoing the necessary improvements to make the park a fun, accessible, and safe space for the community. The community has longed for these improvements, and I am excited to see the activation in the park as a result of these much-needed changes. I appreciate the continued partnership and support from our involved departments and partners. I would like to thank Deputy City Manager John Chan and Inger Erickson, the Parks and Recreation Department, the Street Transportation Department, the City Engineer, SRP, and of course, our Block Watch, West Plaza. Thank you guys all so much for all of your hard work and looking forward to all of these improvements.
Thank you so much. Any additional comments? Roll call.
Galindo Elvira.
Yes.
Guardado.
Yes.
Hodge Washington.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Waring. Stark.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
We next go to item 63, Phoenix Sidewalk Shade Structures, ARPA Design Bid and Build Services. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve item 63.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll turn to Councilwoman Guardado for comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Is Dr. Handula here?
Coming down.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming down. So I just had a couple of questions, given that you never made your way to the 11th floor to do, at least not a briefing with me. Can you just tell me how these locations were picked?
Thank you, Councilman Guardado, Mayor, and council members. Yes, absolutely be happy to share with that. As a reminder for the council, this initiative is funded by the American Rescue Plan Act. So when we're thinking about eligible locations for shade structures, we're starting with only a portion of the city that meets the eligibility requirements for that program. That narrows us down to approximately 25% of the footprint of the whole city. From there, we looked at a range of data sources based on public input that the heat office has received over many years, and the city has received for many years, even prior to the creation of the heat office, about where shade is needed. We looked for data sources to help us prioritize street segments that meet those public recommended variables. And we looked at 4 in particular for this project. We looked at where there are pedestrians and bicyclists on our public streets. We looked for neighborhoods where there's lower use of private vehicles. We looked for street segments that have low tree canopy cover. And we looked for places that have a higher incidence of heat-related public health issues in the community. That allowed us to give a score of sorts to each street segment in the eligible areas. From there, the question was, where does the city have land where we can feasibly build a shade structure? We conducted that assessment not only with our colleagues in street transportation, but with a professional engineering and design firm that led to the list that you see today.
And is there a reason why we didn't see this list before this meeting?
Councilwoman and Mayor, thank you for the question. There was a list of candidate sites that was circulated with your staff and others last summer. There was also a public meeting where candidate locations were discussed. It was in through the public meeting process that we wound up changing some of the plan for this program. So it's been certainly been informed by public input. However, I hear you and appreciate that our communication with your office did not meet your expectation, and I apologize for that. We have looked at our process for this project, and as we move toward future projects like this one, we are prepared to engage with you and the rest of the council and the public earlier and more often.
Right, because from what I understood from my staff is that The meeting that was had over a year ago was about the project happening. There was no meeting held once you decided what the locations were that were selected, right? And it's just crazy to me, how is it possible that District 5, being one of the hottest districts, only gets one? Out of 19 or 17 that you selected, District 5 only got one. And I doubted that that location that you selected, was one that the neighbors were gonna say, yes, we would like to see it on this corner, where you have very little bicyclists in that area, where you have very little people walking in that area because we don't have enough trees and it's something that we're working on. I appreciate the work that we've done with your office in terms of the tree planting that we have been doing, but the area that we selected is not, in my opinion, the correct area. I find that disrespectful that you wouldn't have, picked up the phone and called me and said, hey, listen, I know that your district is one of the hottest districts, but you're only getting one. Like, I think that would have been highly appreciated if you would have done that. And I think, I've been one of the biggest cheerleaders for this department since day one, when we first were allocating the ARPA money to creating these departments and making sure that you had the money to be able to do this. So I would appreciate, and I know that I'm not the only one that didn't get a briefing in terms of where these locations were going, right? So, and it's not the first time that you and I have this type of interaction where you make decisions throughout the city without letting the rest of the council know. And I just hope that you learn this, and that moving forward, you take us into consideration, because yes, you might know the numbers, but we know the districts. And I would appreciate that if moving forward, you would talk to us, or at least talk to me. I don't know how the rest of my colleagues feel, but at least for me, it would be incredibly important that you come and you talk to me, because I know that my district really needs it. And the fact that we're only getting one, I think it's a bit disrespectful. I know we're sharing another one with somebody else, but the fact that the west side is only getting 3 locations, given that it's the hottest part of the city, just seems to me that it was lack of communication, at least with me and other council members. Do you have renderings? Because I haven't even seen the renderings.
Councilman, thank you for the comments and questions. And again, we do appreciate your passion for this topic, and we do want to work with you and tap into your wisdom. And that's why I was motivated to review our process and look for more opportunities. Yes, there are renderings. They were shared at the public meeting last July, and we'd be happy to schedule time to go over, review the whole process for this project with you and think about an improved process for the next one.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Roll call. Oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Hodge Washington.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to piggyback on a few comments, because I also believe that it's important that the community that when the selection sites were made, we should have made an additional effort to go back out to that community to let them know this is a site that you are proposing, and get some more feedback on that. I don't want to pile on, but I do believe it's an important component in ensuring that I would speak for myself, that my office also be properly briefed on this. I don't want it to seem like only select council members need to get this information. I think it's a broader conversation or communication, is that we would like to be a little bit more informed when it comes to these projects, so that we are not having these uncomfortable conversations for you from the dais. We're just trying to represent our community the best way. I too have been asked, what do the designs look like? And I had to candidly say, I'm not sure what the finalized design look like. So help us be better representatives and have more information. So that's my commentary, is I too would like to make sure that this information is shared with my office.
Thank you. Roll call.
Galindo Elvira,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
Hodge Washington,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Waring, Stark,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Items 77 and 78 are related items, so we will have one public hearing, but 2 votes. They are the southwest corner of 69th Avenue and Thomas Road. We'll open the public hearing. We do have, on behalf of the applicant, Ben Tate here. Does anyone have questions for Mr. Tate? We'll close the public hearing and turn to Councilman Galindo Elvira. Item 77 first.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve per the Planning Commission recommendation and adopt the related resolution.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Galindo Elvira,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
Hodge Washington,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Waring, Stark,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Item 78. Councilman Galindo Elvira.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve per the Planning Commission recommendation and adopt the related ordinance.
Second.
Comments? Roll call.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilman Galindo Elvira.
I'm very eager for the people of District 7.
Someone loves housing, yeah.
Guardado,
Yes.
Hodge Washington,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Waring, Stark,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
The councilman just makes everything a little bit more fun. We'll turn to the final portion of our meeting, which is public comments. Will the city attorney introduce this item? At the moment, we have 2 commenters.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. During citizen comment, members of the public may speak to the City Council for up to 3 minutes on issues of interest or concern to them. The citizen comment session is limited to 30 minutes. The Arizona Open Meeting Law permits the City Council to listen to the comments but prohibits council members from discussing or acting on the matters presented.
We'll begin with Missy Pruitt, followed by Ann Ender.
Hi, Mayor. Hi, Council. My name is Missy Pruitt. If I've already introduced myself last year at many meetings, I am with She's All Cat is my nonprofit. I am the founder of Arizona's first cat cafe, and I'm a cat advocate. This year, actually 2024, I was lucky enough to be given the title of Great 48 in Phoenix Magazine. With that comes a really responsibility to continue my fight for cat advocacy. I think that that is my choice to do that, but it's your job. Yesterday, in my neighborhood, I live in Garfield neighborhood, somebody posted on one of the platforms that they had seen someone strangling a cat, and then they found it dead in the alleyway. So we went over there immediately, called the police, and in fact, the cat was strangled to death with a computer cord, hit on the head, or hit on the jaw, broke its jaw with a pipe from a bathroom. The police came pretty quickly, actually, and one of the police officers didn't know. He said to me, I have this on video, he did not know if this was a crime. I literally shudder when I hear that. It's a felony. The police officers don't know. They don't know what to do in these cases of animal welfare, and they need to be taught. I will come to every single precinct and teach them. 77% of Arizona families have pets. A large percentage of these families don't have the means or don't have the education to know what to do to take care of their pets properly. Phoenix is considered the best pet city for families because we have restaurants that are pet friendly and dog friendly, but we have over 500,000 cats living on the streets homeless. Last year, I came to over 6 council meetings and talked about cat advocacy. And I scheduled a meeting on I requested a meeting on November 6th with the mayor. It is now January 14th, 15th, and I haven't gotten a response yet. I think this is an emergency and something that people need to take seriously. I'm not just a crazy cat lady. This is our streets and another breathing animal that's just like you and me. And I will continue to come to every single meeting, and I will continue to make noise until something's done. And it's just me, and there's not any other people today here in the cat world, but I guarantee you next week, if I put a post up and if I rallied my troops, this place would be full. It will be full out the door, and I will make that happen if I have to. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann Ender.
Mayor, Vice Mayor O'Brien, and council members, Happy New Year. Ann Ender, I'm still president of Operation Blue Ribbon, but I'm here as a citizen. I'm sure many of you here are heartbroken about what's happening in Los Angeles. I am. I'm really concerned. So anyway, what I was thinking, and I did have a quick conversation with Councilman Robinson. I was just wondering if there's any way you could direct us or possibly present what our disaster recovery plan looks like. I know that our topography, we probably don't maybe have some of the similarities to Los Angeles, but we sure are dry. So if that's something that we could take a look at in the future, that would be great. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That is our final public comment. We are adjourned.
Many years trying to get this to be able to be opened back up. So it's a huge win